Hi guys, this is gsno.com and I'm here with the latest Samsung foldable phone. Is the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. This time they went with a clamshell which is supposed to rival the Motorola Moto Razr 2019. And here we have it, Galaxy Z Flip. It was made available in stores on February 14th, Valentine's Day, for $1,400. The future changes shape. Here we go. We got a care instruction, so you will not damage the phone and not put extra pressure on it. Also not use magnets and other damaging things. Okay, let's put this thing aside. This is the actual phone. That's how it looks like open. That's how it looks like closed. And here you can see its brand new hinge. It's got glass on this side, glass on this side as well, a metal frame, and from what I've heard, the protection glass layer UTG is covered by plastic itself. You can see here that the hinge is a bit visible, the fold here in the middle of the screen. That's unavoidable at this point in the evolution of foldables. It's an unboxing, so let's see what's inside the box. Now the phone here is available in black, gold or purple. Inside the box we have an extra box. It's this one here. It offers a metal key used to access the slots and a nifty extra, this one here, a bunch of manuals and info about how to transfer your data, quick start guide and all that, and also a protection. It's a two-part protection for the device. This is the bottom part which you can apply here. Okay, and this is the top part which leaves room for the main camera and the secondary screen, and the result goes like this. There's a two-part protection, and that's pretty nice to have. It slides off, from what I can see, in a pretty intuitive manner. And then we proceed with the rest of the unboxing. Here we find a charger which promises adaptive fast charging. It mentions 5 volts or 9 volts, 1.67 amperes or 2 amperes. Okay, next up we've got this little adapter here which adapts from USB-A to USB-C. This is what it looks like, USB-C to USB-A, useful to transfer the data from your old phone to the new one. Okay, and here we find the cable. It's from USB-C to USB-A, used for charging purposes. And then we find a pair of headphones which are clearly marked AKG. They're being tuned by AKG. We have some extra buds for them here. These are the actual headphones. I can see a remote here. I can see the plug and also the USB-C connector. And here you can catch a glimpse of the tops for the buds, the replaceable nips, buds, however you want to call them. Okay, so the table is full of accessories at this point. Let's fire up the phone, talk about it at first. So it's a bit wider than the Motorola Razr. That's my first impression. And the bezels are quite big. That's what I noticed. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. The price is $1,400, and you can find glass at the back side. You can find metal on the sides, and you can find UTG glass protection covered up by a special plastic material. Now the screen you're seeing here, I took the liberty of already playing with the phone a bit. The screen you're seeing here is a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED with a resolution of 2636 over 1080 pixels. Okay, we got that. Let's turn up the brightness a little bit. That's more like it, and that's more vivid. Aside from the previously mentioned screen, which is the main one and which folds, and compared to the other phones out there, you can also use the phone while it's being folded at 90 degrees. Aside from that, there's the secondary screen here. Is this little fellow. We're dealing here with a 1.1-inch Super AMOLED screen, which is useful to show you your notification and other things like that. It's an exterior screen, which you can also use for the camera viewfinder. Speaking of camera, once you open up the device, you can see here there's a cutout on the top side. Below the earpiece is the 10 megapixel selfie camera, which is also able to catch wider groups on account of having a special setting for that purpose. It's cut right in the screen and, well, 80 degrees field of view. If you go to the back side, you can find the dual camera, which should be similar to what we saw last year on the Galaxy S10, for example. We have a 12 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera with 120-degree field of view, plus LED flash, plus 4K video capture, and a few other options, including single take, which can be used to record a series of shots, videos, and the AI will decide to keep the best of them. Now, other specs we're mentioning. Before we get to that, let me just access our website, gsmdom.com, so you can also see the virtual keyboard in action. Okay. Now, specs. So we're dealing with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus processor inside the phone, accompanied by 8 GB of RAM and also 256 GB of storage, if I remember correctly. It's of the UFS 3.0 variety, and the phone comes with a setup that includes a nano SIM card slot and an eSIM. Okay, so we checked all the boxes, but we forgot to mention the measurements. When opened up, the phone measures 6.9 millimeters in thickness, and when closed, it's 15.4 millimeters. It also weighs a pretty decent 183 grams. Not bad for a 6.7 incher. Okay, so we tackled the camera. We didn't mention the battery. It's split in two parts. It's actually a 3000 and 300 milliamp per hour unit, which supports 15 watt wired charging and also wireless charging. From what I know, it should also be able to do reverse wireless charging. This phone is a bit long. You can see me barely reaching this area, so it's got quite a long format. 21.9 to 9, that's the aspect ratio, and well, it runs on Android 10 with One UI 2.0 applied on top of it, and also a feature which is called the Flex mode, which splits the screen in two in certain apps like the Google Duo or YouTube, for example. Speaking of YouTube, let's watch a video. So go here and let's watch one of our reviews. And this is what the experience is like in landscape mode. You can see the notch eating into it a bit, the punch hole here for the selfie camera. And this is what the experience is like if you choose to watch it in this mode here. And you can actually see the fold, especially at an angle here and on a whiter background. You can see the color difference here, but it's nothing we haven't seen before on other foldables. I find that the clack sound it makes when being closed up is less prominent than the Moto Razr one, which is, well, possibly a good thing. You can see here the brand new hinge. It has a special selection of nylon cleaning mechanisms which will remove debris from the hinge, so there will be no problems with pebbles, with sand or other particles. Forgot to mention the security. Now, if you open up the phone like this, we notice that we have the volume buttons here and the power button here. It's receded inside. It includes a fingerprint scanner for security purposes. And well, that's all she wrote. That's the first contact with the phone. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. You learn what's inside the box. I'm actually shocked by how large the bezels are. It feels like it's encased in a case. That's the vibe, and it's much longer than I expected. A bit hard to use with a single hand, but it's got this thing going for it. It's much easier to close with a single hand than the Moto Razr 2019. And from what I've seen online, much safer when it comes to repairing, when it comes to opening it up, and when it comes to using it for a long time. This is from gsmdom.com, unboxing a first impression for the Galaxy Z Flip. We'll be back with a full review. Bye bye.